All right, guys. Today we're going to be working on rotation formulas. So CCW means counterclockwise. So again, CCW means counterclockwise. Now, if you remember how clocks work, they go in this direction. They go, right, like this. That's clockwise. Now, if you remember, you have your 12, 3, 6, and 9. Now, counterclockwise goes the other way, the other direction, the counter direction. Now, here we're going to use formulas. So, rotation formulas, right? CCW. So, for 90 degrees, your X and Y, they become negative Y and X. So, your Y goes to your X column and your X goes to your Y column and so forth, right? So 180 degrees, XY goes negative X, so the X stays the same but becomes negative, and the Y stays the same but becomes negative. So 270 degrees, XY, right? And that's your original points. You have your Y goes to your X column, right? So Y goes to here, your X, and your X goes to negative X on the Y. So now we're going to practice these. We're going to do one example of each. So here, when I rotate, right, x, y, negative x, negative y. So my original points here, j, k, l, is going to be 4, 0. So I look at my formula. It becomes a negative 4. My 0 stays the same, 0. So if it was a number, it would be negative. So here, k, 2 becomes negative 2, 4 becomes negative 4. 1 becomes negative 1, 3 becomes negative 3. Now the black ink is my original, right? So my pre-image as it's labeled, and this is my image. So it's kind of a before and after, right? So we have JKL, and then it rotates about the origin here. So it rotates about the origin counterclockwise. And here are my new points. So again, when you draw these pictures, always do the original first and then change it to the new image, right? So these apostrophes, really quick, they're called primes. So J prime, K prime, L prime. Now, the next example. So here, rotate 270 degrees or 90 degrees counterclockwise. So I just left that there so you can see these are the same. So X, Y, all right? So negative 6, comma 2 is going to become, so right here, my X goes to my Y column, right? So negative 6 stays negative 6, but moves to the Y column. Now 2 becomes negative and goes to the X column. So that's how you do that. So negative 6 stays the same, 4, negative 4, negative 4, negative 4, 4, negative 4. That is how you do those. So again, original pictures here, ABC, and it rotates about here. So it's going to rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise, and this should be, right, my new image. Again, the next one, so rotate negative 90 degrees. So negative 90 degrees will just be the other direction or clockwise, right? But we want to go 270 degrees counterclockwise because these are our formulas. So here, my Y and negative X. So my X goes to the Y column, my Y goes to the X column. So here, the only thing that changes really, well, they both change, becomes negative X. So here is 0, 0. Again, 0 times anything. 0 times 1 is 0. 0 times x is 0. 0 times a is 0. So anything multiplied by 0 is 0. So here, my r, so 4 goes to my x column, right? 4 goes to my y column. So 4 goes to negative 4. Negative 2 goes to negative 2. 1 goes to negative 1, becomes negative. Negative 3 stays the same and goes to the x column. So now we plot the original points, we rotate it, right? And these are our new image. So you have your before and your after. Okay. Moving on, dilation. So dilations here. So a dilation is something that expands or compresses. So if it's greater than 1, so 1 would be our neutral point, then it expands. So here, if it's less than 1, then it compresses, it shrinks. So bigger than 1, it gets bigger. Less than 1, it gets smaller. So now, if I compress or expand, so k equals 3, so this is going to expand. K equals 1/3, so that's less than 1, so it's going to compress, it's going to shrink, right? So k equals 0.93 is going to compress because it's less than 1. Now, the best way to do this is to just, again, plot out your points, your original points, and then right here where it says k equals 2, you just multiply everything times 2. So 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, negative 1 times 2 is negative 2, negative 2 times 2 is negative 4, 0 times 2 is still 0. So again, your negative times the negatives become positives. And then your divisions, also negative divided by a negative is positive. So here, 1/4, so a quarter of it, so 1/4 the size. So my original ABC, right, the triangle is in black. And now the blue, it's my compressed image. So it's scaled divided by 4. So it's scaled 1/4 of it. So here, 0 divided by 4 is still 0. 4 divided by 4 is just 1. And then we go on to the next point. So that's here A prime, B prime, and C prime. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. Negative 4 divided by 4 is negative 1. Negative 4 divided by 4 is negative 1. Negative 4 divided by 4 is negative 1. And that is how you do this. You multiply by 2 when it's bigger than 1, and you divide by 4 if it's less than 1, or in general, right? In this case, it's 1/4. So my next one, it's gonna be up to you guys, right? So again, here, multiply by points by 1.5, multiply the points by 1.5 because 1 and 1/2 is 1.5. So it's bigger than 1, so you're gonna multiply. So here, if I do this correctly, right? So this is my 2, 0. So I multiply that by 1.5. And then this is 0, negative 2, multiply that by 1.5. This one is negative 2, 1, multiply that by 1.5, both points, right? Just like we did up here, right? Write your original points and then multiply them and get your new points. And here, 1, 2, right? Multiply by 1.5, and that once you figure out the multiplication, you draw your new picture, and that should be your answer, right? All right, guys, so this was rotations and dilations. Hopefully you guys understand. Again, thank you for watching this video. And again, if you didn't watch it, you didn't know, right? What you don't know, you don't know. So again, have a great day. And again, if you have questions, email us. Don't be shy. Thanks again.